Freshman year can be incredibly confusing, and let me tell you, when I say I've messed up a lot during my freshman year, I mean a lot. And I've also learned a lot of things that I wish someone had told me before I went into my freshman year of high school that are definitely going to save your life. So if you're going into your freshman year of high school this back to school year, then this video is definitely for you. Hi, I'm my best friends, and welcome back to my sleepover. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the best advice that I can give you guys about freshman year, and hopefully this video can save you the struggle. Most of you guys voted for donuts and coffee, so we're going to be getting some coffee and getting right into the advice. And we're back. You want to say hi? No? He's like stretching next to the donuts. Nick. So here's what we got, and I also got an iced coffee. So honestly, the first tip is that during my freshman year, I would never ever try to spend more time at school than I was like obligated to. I would constantly skip classes. I would try to get my way out of any extracurricular activity or out of any school events, even the ones that were like mandatory to attend. I would somehow finesse my way out of it and like kind of manage to skip them. And back then, I thought that was like such a good idea, but little did I know that really prevented me from making any friends and actually really kind of like hurt me in the long run, because first of all, don't skip classes because it's gonna bite you in. The principal is not going to like it. They're going to call your parents, and you're also going to be losing out on a lot of things that you were supposed to learn for the tests. And second is that the easiest way to make friends during freshman year, and even in high school in general, is to join a team sport or go to after school activities or even attend school events. Don't skip those school events. For example, for me, first time going to a school lock-in, which was when students would like stay at school and sleep over at school, I was so surprised because I talked to so many people that I haven't talked to before. I also got so much closer to my friends. It was so fun, and I even got really close to someone who I later on ended up dating for a year. So had I not gone there, I would not have any of those opportunities. So I know you probably want to skip every single extracurricular activity, especially if you kind of like hate school. You want to spend as little time there as possible, but I'm going to tell you that the way you actually make friends and the way you actually start to love it is by actually engaging in it. So definitely go to every single one. Oh my god, this is so freaking cute. So this next advice is actually something I wish I had done faster. When you're in your freshman year, everyone is really scared to talk to people, right? And the way you're going to maybe even become popular or make more friends than other people is by being that person who actually walks up to people first and talks to people first. Understand that during freshman year, everyone is scared to make friends. There are a lot of people who are shy. There are a lot of people who are scared to walk up to people themselves. And if you're going to be the person who walks up to them, they're going to be so freaking grateful for you. I started doing this with all the new kids like my sophomore year or something, and I ended up getting so many new friends because of it. If someone rejects you, it really doesn't matter. Just move on to the next person. At least you put yourself out there, you tried. And even if you don't become like the really best friends, it's going to be one more person that you know, which is going to add to you being more known in the social circle of your high school. Become friends with upperclassmen. I literally cannot emphasize this enough because they can give you all kinds of advice about teachers, how things work in your high school. Chances are, if you're friends with someone from maybe even junior year and you're a freshman right now, they have already taken the class that you're going to be taking with the same exact teacher that you're going to be taking it with. So they can really help you with what topics were there for a certain test, or what this teacher actually pays attention to when grading the tests, how to get this teacher to like you, which will also get you better grades. The next one is really important because I was always kind of like an outsider because of the style that I had during my freshman year. My freshman year of high school, I was an emo, and you can already imagine how people kind of like responded to that. But here's the thing, I was an emo, but there was another girl in a different class who was, I think her style would be more of like dark, edgy, like kind of like gothy style. She had a lot of friends and she was pretty popular. I, on the other hand, was on the outside all of the time. time because I decided that my style made me the one who would not fit in. She decided that her style had nothing to do with how she was perceived socially. It is not about having the best style, having the most like trendy school supplies, or even like being the most beautiful girl at your school. What it actually goes down to is how much you can own what you have, be confident in it, because if you rock something with confidence, other people are even going to want to have the same thing. Be confident about it and it's going to become your asset instead of your flaw. Had I been confident in my style instead of being like, no one's going to like me because of my style, I would have done so much better, because I've even had some people tell me later on in school how like they actually admired my colorful hair and liked me because of it. And I was like, I had a crush on this guy for the longest freaking time. And turns out that he actually liked me when I thought no one would have liked me. And he actually liked the feature that I thought was like repelling to everyone. Like, let that sink in for a second. The biggest way that you can get good grades is to actually understand your teacher's personality and get your teacher to like you. Now, I don't mean to be a teacher's pet. What I'm saying is that each teacher has different things that they focus on when making the test, different things that they focus on when grading the test, and different things that they like from their students, as well as if they're a teacher, they're most likely human and isn't biased as everyone is. If they like you, you might get a few perks, like they might excuse you being late for lesson once. I want to tell you guys the best conversation starter if you want to make friends during your freshman year. So here's the formula. Basically, you start with a compliment. It can either be about what they're wearing, or a school supply, or even their hair, or something like that. And you follow that up with a question. So you go up to someone and be like, hey, I really like your pencil case. Where did you get it? And that's going to spark a conversation between you. You can ask another question after that. And that can be like a really good thing, especially if a person has maybe like an interesting tattoo or something. So this is the easiest conversation starter that I can give you guys for right now. But I'm also going to be coming up with a video on conversation starters to help you make more friends in high school. It is okay to go to a school counselor. It is never too late to start preparing for the SAT. Get yourself some prep books. The more time you have, the more time you have to actually get better at taking the test. I didn't start preparing. Actually, I never even prepared for SAT. Like, I just took it during my senior year, hoping for the best. My score was terrible, and it actually prevented me from applying to the colleges I really, really wanted to apply to, and that I would actually have a high chance of getting in, even like really high level schools, and even in like a lot of European universities, I could have gotten really high scholarships, because all of them for like scholarship criteria, they said you have to have a GPA of at least 3.7 and at least 1,400 on your SATs. I had a 3.8, but a 1,200 SAT scores, so goodbye 90% scholarship to a university I really wanted to go to. And universities are expensive, so you're going to need that money. The next tip is to not let guys use you. In your freshman year, you're going to feel like you really want to get your crush to like you or get approval of this guy or that guy, and that might lead you to do some questionable things because you kind of like don't know any better. Honestly, a guy that likes you is not going to try to use you. They're not going to ask you to pay for anything. They're not going to ask you for expensive gifts. They're not going to ask you to send them a certain type of picture. At the same time, if a guy is only texting you at like 2 a.m. and then never talks to you at school, that's a definite sign that the guy is just using you. I've had so many friends just give guys money, not even in freshman year, but like in general, in hopes that like, oh my god, maybe this guy will like me. But like, a guy will not like you for doing favors for him. That is going to let him use you and then leave you. Don't feel like you owe something to guys in order to get them to like you. Okay, this next one is honestly a really important one. If you're going somewhere, if you're going to a party or something, always freaking watch your cup. Don't drink from other people's cups, and always stay in a visible place, because there are some people with not so good intentions, especially if you go to like a really big high school and you go to a party where you barely know anyone. People will constantly criticize you. I had to learn this the hard way because when I was in high school, I struggled so much with weight. During my freshman year, I was overweight, so then I lost weight, then I was underweight, and then I finally gained like a healthier relationship with my weight. But I always had this like gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight. When I was like at my thinnest, I was told by some guy that like, oh, you're too thin. Guys actually like thick girls. And then when I gained weight, I was told that you have like too much weight. Guys actually like really thin girls. And I was just like, what the heck? So then I lost weight again, and then I was still not enough. But the moral is, people are going to criticize you no matter what you look like. People are always going to have their opinions and have something to say. You are never going to be perfect for everyone. So don't try to please those people, and instead please yourself. And again, as I've said before, if you own your features with confidence, they're going to become your assets. And the last one is that a guy does not need to see you at 2 a.m. If he texts you, asking you out, asking you to come over, or asking you to FaceTime with him or something at a weird time at night, like 12, 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 3 a.m., I don't freaking know, and that is the only time he usually texts you, he has something else on his brain. He can see you at 4 p.m. at, I don't know, at school. The point is, he can see you during the day. 2 a.m. is not the only time when he can see you, and if he only texts you at 2 a.m., he needs to go. Trust me, I know you might like someone, but by making yourself constantly available to them, by still being like, oh my god, yes, I'm all yours, of course, I'm gonna leave my house right now, even though it's like middle of the night or something, guys are going to test the waters. They're going to see that you're literally dropping everything and you're there at the click of their fingers, and they're not going to respect you because they're going to think that you're a doormat. So that is that, you guys. I hope you guys liked this video. I'm sorry for the change of scenery. I just had to go to visit my cousin today. So if you want to see more like this, then definitely check out my how to make friends at school video. And I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye!